Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and we're here with a brand new game. It's called Bastide. It's from Medieval Nexus, and up front I really must say thank you to Medieval Nexus for providing me with a key to this game to have a look at, and well, that's what we're here to do, and hopefully I can show you something interesting and encourage you to follow the game. Maybe it's a little bit early to buy it because it is still very much in early access, but if you feel like contributing to the development of the game, by all means. It's not that expensive. I will check the price for you here. It is currently at £6.99 here in the UK, and that will obviously translate to whatever your local currency is. Yeah, so what is it? It's described as a city building strategy of life in the 13th century, where we must guide our village of peasants to thrive and survive against other villages, bandits, hunger, disease and the cold. Yeah, the typical stuff basically, so they may grow into a fortified town. To be able to survive and grow efficiently, managing your peasants is extremely important, with anything and everything ready to cause havoc at any moment. Oh dear. There's also multiple seasons and a day and night cycle, so sounds good. In Bastide there are many jobs to assign your peasants to. Yep, that's right. so that they can collect food, resources and expand the town. Start from almost nothing and build your village up into a large town using the resources nearby. You must construct buildings and assign jobs, increasing resources and food production to enable survival and allow for growth. Use the surrounding animals to either hunt or place into pastures. And hunting animals, naturally enough, will provide meat, wool and leather, allowing your people to get food, clothes, tools and likewise stay warm. So let's see what it actually looks like. And so here we are in the game, the front screen that you see, and it just reminds you that this is an early access game that may have game breaking bugs. Since I've been paying attention to the game, there's been a few people obviously who've already produced content and videos on it. I have seen things have been changing from what I've seen and from what I've got now in the game. I haven't as yet experienced any real game breaking bugs, but one or two updates have interfered with things. Shall I put it like that? Yeah, so for example, I loaded the save game up just this morning and found that none of my people were assigned to their jobs. It's silly things like that, which are easily fixed, certainly at this stage when I've only got a few people to play with, but obviously in a larger village or a larger colony that would be more annoying. But anyway, nothing too bad at the moment. Obviously things will develop, things will improve, and you may well find that you have to restart your game, but that's early access for you. Okay, now the list of things that aren't included is fairly substantial still, and we're given a short list here of the buildings that aren't included. Barracks for one, which is kind of annoying, but there you are. I don't plan to get into any wars just yet. Blacksmith, and this one really annoys me. Brewery. I mean, how can you possibly have a colony of people, a village, a town, or any collection of people gathered together and not have a means of brewing fine beer? It just doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. So we've got to wait for that, and well, I'm going to worry about it for a lot. Fisherman's hut is also missing. That's kind of annoying because when I play these sort of games, I do tend to go for the fisherman as a great and simple way of gathering food for your people. They're not here yet, so we're going to have to find other ways of collecting food. And of course, well, there's no tailor, and of course there is no tavern. If there's no brewery, there's little point in taverns, is there? I'm still annoyed. But anyway, okay, we have a selection of languages we can choose from. I'm going to keep it to English because that's the language I speak, or try to speak, and I can read and stuff like that. So we're going to keep it to that. Let's have a quick look at the options for the game. If we go to audio, we've got some choices here. The sound effects are actually quite nice. There's a nice sound design to it already, and then we'll see that, well, you'll hear it more often, more accurately. You won't see it, you'll hear it as we go through. That's quite nice. And the music, yeah, it's quite pleasant. It fits, I suppose. I haven't played for a great length of time, so it's difficult to know how annoying I will find it. But for the time being, if you can hear it, I do keep it quite muted during these recordings. If you can hear it, you may sense that that's quite easy on the ear. But you know, people have different reactions to game music. I quite like it. A lot of people apparently don't. The display settings. You've got a whole selection of choices here, from full screen to borderless to windowed. You can go all the way down to tiny little screens, yeah, or to proper size screens, as I'll be using here. VSync, resolution, brightness. Again, they just make sure that the game should fit your window, your PC screen. I've not tried it on any other resolutions or scales or whatever, so I can't judge how accurately that works. I think there was a comment in one of the posts on the Steam forums that there was a glitch in that for at least one resolution, but that was fairly quickly resolved by the developer. Graphics, I like this. Now, when in many games you get this whole list of graphical choices to make, and you think, I have no idea what it means, let alone how it affects how the game looks. At least in this one, and this, as I said, is a really nice touch, is you can kind of see in here the effects of the different sort of levels, the quality levels of different aspects of the graphics. So if I pick shadows here, where it's shadows, and reduce the quality of the shadows, you can see here quite obviously the difference that makes to the quality of the visuals. Nice touch, very nice touch indeed. I don't know if that's common or not. This is based on the Unreal Engine, I believe, and that's not a platform that many of the games I play actually use, so this may or may not be common. For me, it's not common, but I quite like it. Language, as I said, we've got a choice of half a dozen. I'll stick to English, thank you very much. Come out of there. You can save games, but I believe you've only got 3 slots into which you can save games, and as you can see here, it doesn't tell you when or what you saved. You don't give it a name, to my knowledge. We might try that out as we go through. So you do have to remember which slot you which slot, put my teeth back in, which slot you saved your last game in. So you do have that, but at least at this stage of early access, this is quite nice actually, being able to save your game progress. Yep, that works quite nicely, and I think we're ready to go. Should we set up a new game? So here's our world. Now I believe there is just the one map, the one world that is generated at the moment. It's not random, it's not procedural or anything like that. So this is the place you live. Let's have a quick look around the screen to start with. We have at the top here a list of our basic requirements, the basic needs or supplies for those needs of our people. So we have food, wood, stone, iron, bronze and iron in that order. That's herbs, cloth and firewood. So those are the key resources that your people will need. And you have an option to go to the resource list here, which just brings them all up, including the others, the sort of the manufactured produce like clothes, medicines, bread and so on. So that breaks that down for you in more detail. You have people. You start with 3 people. In fact, we look at the house here. Now, one thing the game lacks, sorry, I'm just sort of getting off track slightly here. The thing the game lacks is mouse controlled movement. There's the center mouse, the mouse wheel, whichever it works on your device, gives you camera panning, which is quite nice. But apart from edge scrolling, I'm not getting any ability to move around the map using my mouse, which I'm used to. That's the way I normally run around a map. The WASD keys, they all work fine. E and Q rotate. Don't know what else does. A and D move. Yeah, A and D does that obviously. But basically it's WASD. I don't tend to use that. I'm not very familiar with that method of moving around games. So you may spot poor navigation and movement around while I attempt to get my fingers used to using those keys. Where was I looking? Oh, the buildings. Yeah, we have a warehouse, which is where we store all the basic consumables that we will have within our colony. We have a stockpile, which is all the sort of building materials basically that we will be using, and we have just the one house which holds 3 people, and they are, oh let's look up here as well just to confirm that. Yeah, we've got 2 people called Oakley. The names are sort of random. When I started a test game earlier, I got, I think, Robert, Layla again, and Walter, and then Roger turned up, and other people as well. So these names are kind of random. So we have that. We have a build menu over there on the right, so broken down to housing, food, resources, army, and miscellaneous. As you can see, some of these options aren't available yet, as was described on that front screen. And the nice thing here is it tells you how much go back here, it tells you how much the building will cost in terms of construction materials, so that's nice and easy to see. And if you want to place one, you have E and Q keys to rotate it before you place it. There it is. That's quite nice. There is recently added to the game a delete option, so you can remove buildings. At least it gives you a prompt to say, do you actually mean to do this, which is very handy indeed. I haven't tested that yet, so I don't know if you recover any of the materials or what the ratio of recovery is there. The game speed down here in the bottom left, you have a space bar for the pause key, so you can stop the game running by pressing the space bar. But I've not found any hotkeys yet which actually control changing the speed of the game. So you actually have to come all the way down here with your mouse to click the plus or minus to speed or slow the game up. But there you are. Anything else? Oh yes, these 3 icons in the centre, they tell you how many people are suffering from particular conditions: freezing, illness, or starving. It might be nice if they actually, if you clicked on those, it gave you a drill down into the list of people who were ill, for example. Or alternatively, it would be handy if this list of people gave you an indication of their condition. Just an icon will do to say whether they're a little bit unwell, a bit sniffly, if they got full-blown flu, or if they're on their deathbed. But yeah, and that would be nice to see that on there. In this respect, I'll come back to this list in just a second, because the next thing I want to notice is there's no mini-map. So I could go hurtling off. Oh, there's a bridge across the water. That's very handy. It's a bit far away though. If I go hurtling all the way across this map, which is, it's quite large actually, isn't it? I've got no way of getting back to my village. I've no idea where it is. There's no mini-map to help me, and there's no key that I've found that sort of takes you back, like a control enter or something like that, or a tab or whatever key you might use, which takes you back to your village. The best way of getting back there is by using the people menu here and just clicking on someone who happens to be in the village. That actually takes you into follow mode. So if we unpause the game, we're actually following Oakley, or one of the Oakleys, around the map when we have that mode on. So I just need to click away from him to get out of follow mode. And that's about it. Oh yeah, in terms of the mini-map, one reason I would like to see that, apart from being able to quickly move around this large expansive world, is that it could show me more information. So overlays, for example, to say this is where your village is, this is where the enemy is. Could have a fog of war kind of thing. You could have a sort of misted out area of bits of parts you haven't explored yet. But also, perhaps more usefully, is overlays of things like resources. So if you want to know where stone or iron or bronze or wood is particularly plentiful, it'd be nice to have that in some sort of overlay. possibly even animals as well, or individual people could be identified on the mini-map. Or if they don't want to do it on a mini-map, you could have that over the main world, but it might work better on a mini-map, I think. Okay, so let's get into it. What are we going to do? We've got 3 people here, and we have a stock of 50 wood and 15 stone. So we're going to need to collect resources and keep our people fed. That's the key thing at this stage of the game. So what buildings do we have in terms of food? Now the interesting thing here is that pasture and the farm area, sort of the growing space for your wheat, is they are free to build. I'm not sure if there are any incidental costs involved with running them. I haven't seen any, but well, we'll see that in a moment when we set some up. A hunter's hut, that allows you to hunt animals in the surrounding area. That's a little bit expensive in terms of our current resource list. I mean, particularly in terms of stone. We've got 15 stone and that'll take 6. And the next thing here is a bakery, which is used to bake bread, presumably from this mill, which turns the wheat we grow in our farm into flour. So we've got a little production industrial chain there. We've got a gatherer's hut. We've got a mine. Now the interesting thing on the mine, and I don't know if this was added in a recent update, 'cause I think one of the first videos I saw of someone playing this, they didn't spot this link. If you select mine now, it shows you where you can place the mine entrance. Now, in either of these 2 things, so you know where you can go. You can't just place the mine anywhere, which is a very nice thing to have. Oops. But it doesn't tell you. I need to get that back up again. Mine. I don't think. Keep pressing right click to come out. Yeah, maybe there's some interface issues which need to be tidied up here. It's difficult to know if these supply different materials, if one's stone and one is bronze or iron or whatever. You can see that one's got discoloured on the top. That one's just plain white, or it might just be paler. Difficult to judge because that one's in the shade, isn't it? So yeah, you're not sure what you're mining for. Not that you need to mine immediately, because these stone items here can be cracked open to produce 1 stone block for your stockpile. Let's take that one, which is closer. Let's break Q. Likewise, the forester hut, you don't need it immediately because you can just send your people out and take these trees down. And you. One comment that came up on the forums recently is that all the trees, regardless of their size on the map, give you just 1 wood. The developer did respond to that and says they are working, or he is. I'm not sure if it's a single developer or a small team. They're working on actually making that more flexible so that bigger trees will give you more wood and so on. So hopefully that will come along quite soon. Okay, now how do I know who's going to be doing these jobs? Collecting the stone, cutting down these trees. Well, to be honest, any of them, because the labourer, which is spelt here in the American fashion, tut tut tut, any of those, each of those will go out and do something that you've tasked them to do, or you can assign them specific jobs, as we will do in a moment. Okay, so having done that, we're collecting some stone and some wood. I want to start collecting things like food. So we have here, I'm going to have to use my keyboard keys here. We have here a sheep, which we can capture, except I have no pasture for sheep yet. Well, we'll see to that shortly. Or we could hunt it. Now, I'm not quite sure what that will give us. Why is that message not going? I'm sure it will in due course. There's also cows around here somewhere. Now, whether they give you milk as well as meat, I'm not sure if they're beef or milk herds. No, I'm not seeing any cows. There are also chickens in the map, which give you eggs and presumably meat when they've past there. Oh, there's a cow. There's a cow. Got ya. Let me just watch you for a second. Like, oh, there you go. Yep, the animation is quite nice of all the objects on the map. People, the animals, and so on. It's not perfect, and it does look a bit weird, particularly if they're going in... Whoa! Well done, chaps. Particularly if you've got them moving in a faster game speed. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to set up some farming area to start. No, I don't. What I want is more people, actually, because 3 people is nowhere near enough. So we're going to need some housing. Let's have a look at the housing options we've got. Now, the twig hut is our basic one-person shack, which is, as it says there, cold and uncomfortable and costs only 4 wood. Very cheap. Now, the next level up actually holds 2 people, but it costs more than twice the amount of wood. The bonus here, which is why it might be worth the extra resource cost, is that it's not cold. It is merely chilly. So it's possibly less of a death trap than the twig hut. Or you could go for the thatched hut, which holds 15 people. It's still chilly and has a little comfort, so it's not too bad. Whereas the big house costs 22 wood and 4 stone. So those places are getting kind of expensive. And at the moment we've got just the 1 wood house. So that's obviously the prime location. And what we're going to do, I think having 3 extra people would be good. Yeah, let's do that. We'll put 3 extra people in here. And where should we put it? That's our warehouse. So that's actually just... Whoops. I keep pressing escape to escape things. That's the wood house. That's the warehouse. Let's place them around the warehouse, shall we? So we'll place... Well, assuming I'm going to build several of these. So we'll place you around here. And let's turn you around. Where's your door? There you go. We'll have you facing inwards. Like that. Okay. So what are my people up to? They're running back here. Who are you? You're Oakley, or one of my Oakleys. Well, I must say I'm very impressed by the degree of detail for their health. 99.99. Oh, he's healthier now. To actually go into 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places for your health level is impressive. Okay, the buildings don't just magically appear. Well, they kind of magically appear. They grow out of the ground. When you see there, that person, yeah, not quite walking, more floating. As for the buildings, I prefer them to be built incrementally, sort of put up the framework, the structure, and then build it bit by bit. But this works. It's a way of doing it. Now what will happen is once my people have built that, it holds 3 people, and they will turn up in due course. It'll take them a little while to arrive in our little colony. Now, I'm still looking for animals nearby for setting up my pasture. I thought I had a chicken there, but it wasn't. What's that? It could be a herb bush or something like that. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, it is quite nicely drawn. I mean, the graphics are perfectly acceptable. I mean, they're not sort of photorealistic, but I think they work quite nicely. There's another sheep. Oh, there's cow. There's goats. Oh, that's where they hang out up there, is it? Okay. Well, in that case, what I think we'll do is... Where's my village? See, this is using the mouse on edge scroll. It just takes its time going anywhere. We will get rid of that stone block here. Give me more stone. And that wood as well. And we will build ourselves a pasture. There we go. And we need to draw this. Where's our other house? That's over there. We'll draw this along here somewhere, I think. Now this works in a slightly odd way. You kind of have to click to place it first. Then once you've clicked, you draw it out, and there is a minimum size of it, which is that. You can make it a bit more. I don't know. I haven't tested to see if the capacity of the pasture is greater, depending on how big you make it. That's quite big. Let's build that. No, I'm not sure the size of the pasture makes any difference to the capacity of it. So we'll need to recruit one of our members of the colony to farm that area, or to look after the animals in there. So we'll get them on that. Yeah, so Layla is going to be our animal farmer. Now once we've got her assigned... Oh, I'm going to pause it here for a second, because we've got animals coming in close. In the pasture area here, you decide what type of creature, what animal you want to stock there. You've got sheep, chickens, cows and pigs. I haven't seen a pig around here yet, actually. Now the sheep appears to be reasonably plentiful, so let's go sheep, shall we? Now what we can do is when we spot one, we can either hunt it or capture it. So let's do that. So that's Layla presumably going into the pasture. Oh, there's another sheep up there. We'll capture you as well. Now she's going to run off. Oh, there's one there as well. Capture you. She's going to run after this sheep. And say, follow me, follow me. Well, it bounds. It does. It literally bounds behind her. It's like your pet dog just following you home. I'm going to assume that she's actually lassoed it somehow and brought it under control. Okay. What we could do here is, oh, there's a cow. There's a cow. I want to capture that, but I can't because I need a separate pasture for cows. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Where are we going to keep the cows? Well, alongside here, I suppose. Pasture. Oh, yeah, you need to click it to start. There we go. If we take it out that way? No. Let's... stick it out here. There we go. We'll take that tree down as well. Now, when you've built a structure which has nobody working there, you'll get this person symbol here, which tells us we need to employ someone. So we'll employ someone there, and we'll capture that cow. Oop, I need to set this pasture for cows first. Then I can... My farmer can then capture that bovine. So who's working there? Doesn't tell me. If I go to my people, that'll be Emma. So one of our new 3 people has turned up. So we've got now 2 labourers and 2 pasture or animal keepers, animal farmers. And our stocks, 36 wood, 21 stone. Let's bring some more stone in and some more wood. And what can we do next? Do we want to go wheat, or do I want to set up a gathering point? So we've got the forester, which takes 12 trees. Now cuts down and plants trees. That's handy, because we will want to reforest this area. We can't just sort of cut all the trees down and then just leave the landscape bare. Yeah, let's build a forest hut. Ooh, and it shows you their working area. Let's zoom out a little bit. If we put you... Or actually, would it be better down here, perhaps? Yeah, all down here. That'd be good. In the middle of the forest. Okay, so we'll put you there. And we've got someone coming in to build it by the look of it. Where are they going? They're going in there. And you notice the night is falling. The game does have day-night cycle and seasons. And we can see here from the top right that we now have 5 of our 6 possible colonists. So Laurel looks like a mostly female colony at the moment, which is interesting. So they're building our forest hut, which is good. We'll need to use that to bring bring wood into our camp. And as night falls, it's a nice colorscape. It's yeah, I'm quite liking the look of this. And night falls, it's 9:30 gone in the evening, and the people will retire for the day. What are our farmers doing? I don't know if you can make them out in this gloom. Are they still there? They're still there. They're still farming their animals. So let's pause this for a second. Can I find in this gloom another cow? Probably not. We'll leave that. I love the way these sheep bound around. And the cow just sort of meanders around placidly. That's good. Total produce, nothing as yet. Now milk does appear to be a produce. Now presumably that comes from cows. As opposed to meat, which will come when we kill them, I imagine. Okay, well it looks like all my people have now gone to bed. It is now nearly midnight. Oh, and there they are. Are you going to bed? I can't see you in the darkness anymore. There's someone out there. Well, where have you been? Can you make them out? Yep, they've gone into their hut. They're asleep. That's excellent. So we will rejoin them in the morning and see what the new day holds. And dawn has broken. It actually breaks quite abruptly. Just suddenly there is light on the land. And my people are going back about their business. I did spot another sheep up here. Well, it appears to have already been... Oh, no. Oh, there's more. Oh, you're being captured already. Oh, hang on. What was that over there? That's a goat. Actually, what we might do, we'll capture... Oh, that's a pig. Oh, there's a pig. Oh, excellent. There are pigs then. There's another cow. That's another cow. Ooh, maybe the animals come out in the daytime as well, just like the people. Let's capture this here cow. Okay, so we've now got a couple of cows and quite a few sheep in our pasture. We'll take that cow as well, actually, while we're here. Right, what are our people doing? We've got 4 labourers. Right, so what I think we can do... Ooh, what I haven't done... Where's my village? I've lost it again. A mini-map would be so very, very useful. Okay, let's click on a person. Oh, there it was. I wasn't that far off. I don't think I put anyone in my forest hut, because it hadn't been built by the time we went to bed. Yeah, I've got the person icon there. So let's come here. There's my little forest hut. We'll put 2 people to work. Yep, that's good. So I don't need to go around manually cutting down trees anymore, which is handy. I could do with some more stone, though. There isn't a lot around, is there, lying around? Let's take that bit. What I was thinking was we could do with some farmland for producing wheat. And where should we put that? We'll put that over here, perhaps. I don't know what these rocks are. Maybe they're just sort of colouring for the landscape, as it were. They're just flavour. They don't actually do anything. So let's put the pasture down. Not pasture, farm, food. Farm. Again, it costs me nothing. Alright, so... Oh, hang on. Right. Let's start that again, shall we? See if I can make sense of what it was doing. Farm. So... If I click there... I can only... I can only go in one direction. Okay. Right, yes. So once you've gone in one direction... Oh, is that the size? It looks like there might be maximum size on this. We shall see. Right, we need to employ... We could employ up to 3 farmers. I'm not going to, because I'm a bit short of people at the moment now. We've got 1 labourer left. We need another hut. So where should we build our next hut? Alongside this next one, perhaps? Yeah, let's build it in there. We've got enough wood. That's fine. Housing another 3-person hut will do nicely. Oops, let's pan that out around there. Turn you up. There's the door. Again, we'll have you looking inwards. Oh, yeah, something else I noticed, that not all the buildings collision detection thing works terribly well. So I don't know what would happen if I try to place it there. It doesn't like it. Good. It doesn't let me build it, which is fair enough. But I've lost my wood. Oh, bother. Hang on, there's a post there. What is going to happen? Oh, let's get this game running then. Is it going to try and build my... It is! It's building my new wooden hut next to my warehouse. Or in my warehouse. Oh, that's right. I think we're going to discover here how the destroy building mechanic works. Right, didn't expect that. Hurry along, chap. Yeah, haven't got all day. Oops. Yeah, this is probably one of the bugs in the game. Yeah, we need to report this, I think, if it hasn't been done so already. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oops. Right, now once he's finished building that... Thank you. Can I destroy it? Yes. Okay, I looked like 7 or 8 back. Ugh. Looks like you might get half back by the look of it. Okay, should we try and do that properly? I'm now going to be very short of wood, which is rather frustrating. But hey, that's the point of this sort of thing. Right, we'll put you there. 4 wood. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, so... what's another cow? Well, let's unpause the game. Oh, you're already up for capture. That's fine. Is that another sheep? Oh, that's a pig still. We don't have enough people really to add another pasture. Right. I think we're about to bring this episode to a close. We're reading reasonably well, I think. But we're about to run out of stone. Oh, there's some more stone there. Oh, that one's already scheduled for taking. I'll take you as well. What I did want to show off, well, we'll show it off in the next episode perhaps, is the hunting. We're going to hunt an animal, see if that works. Right, someone's bringing back a tree from that direction, so presumably it wasn't created by the forester. Right, the forester has so far created 2 wood for us. That's good, so that works. Nothing in there. Okay, I think we will leave this here. We've got one lonely farmer planting our wheat field, but it's not responding to a click. So I don't know. Oh, it does eventually. Maybe you need to click it in a particular place. Okay. Yeah, we've got 7 people now, so we could assign someone else. Right, so our little village... Oakley is killed in battle. With what? It doesn't take me to him. Oakley. Oh, it's night time as well. Well, All the labourer. No, he's gone entirely. So goodness knows what he was killed by. I mean, I didn't realise there were wild animals around. There's been no indication of bandits. So, oh, that's disappointing. It's a good job we got that hut built in good time, though, because we're about to run out of people. But I imagine his space, he was in the main house, wasn't he? Yeah, that will be taken by someone else. There'll be someone new joining us. So we should hopefully return to our 9 people, our 9 complement of people in the village. Right, so I will leave this here, I think, on a rather sad note, actually, with the passing of poor Oakley. But things are looking okay, I think. We've got a nice selection of little animals to tend. We have housing for 9 people. We've got a forester who will be collecting wood for us, which is very handy. Our food supply started at 30, I think, and hasn't gone down yet, so that's good. I don't know how often people eat, but yeah, that's good. Maybe they will start needing to eat soon. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this first look at Bastide from Medieval Nexus. And once again, thank you to the guys at Medieval Nexus for offering me this key to explore this new game. So that's it from me. If you've enjoyed this, it'd be great to hear from you by means of a simple like. That would be lovely. Just click on the old thumbs up button. Even better though, if you've got any thoughts about the game, any suggestions or hints for how I can improve my gameplay, that'd be very much appreciated. Or anything to say at all about what we're doing here with Bastide, just drop it into the comments box below. That'd be awesome to hear from you. And of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you can do that now. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost here in Bastide, until the next time, bye bye for now.